Hi, this is CJ with CJatCompRCC.com, and I'm in the process of doing the body mount for the TLR 22 short course truck. And I am using an other than stock body mounting kit. This is a Proline kit, and I'm really glad I picked this up. The way this works is you replace the stock posts, so you're using the stock mounts with the Proline posts, and once you've got these fitted, you have these grub screws that you screw down in. You put a little O-ring over the top there to provide a little padding, and then you have these nice caps which screw down on top and anchor the body a lot more firmly than you would get just using the body pins. So the body's a little more stable, probably a little less likely to tearing. I'm at the stage where I need to adjust the height of these pins and get that set up and oriented, and that's what I want to show you. Now, one of the advantages of this kit, aside from that it screws on and may make the body last a little longer and stay in shape a little better, is the fact that because it uses these stock holes, the body holes that are marked on the body are exactly what I need. I don't have to try to figure out where the body pin, because the mount that holds the posts is still the stock mount. Now they do give you these braces, and you have one for the front and one for the rear. I may have that backwards there. Yeah, there we go. Front and rear. And what these allow you to do is, if there is, depending on how much height you have, you can add an extra cross brace to make this assembly a little stronger, take some of the flex out of it. And I may be doing that. I'm going to go ahead and drill the pins. Now, the real trick to this process is figuring out how high you want the body to be. I'm going to go ahead, pause the video. I'm going to unbolt the tops of the shocks, letting the body sit flat to the ground like that, so I know how far it will be at bottom. And that way I can gauge how high I need the body, front and rear. Okay, and that worked out perfectly. I just unhooked the shocks, let everything droop. Chassis is flat to the ground, so that's bottom. And the wheels really can't, there's a little slack here in the rear that they might be able to come up maybe a millimeter or two, but the front end is definitely as far as it's going to get on bottom. So those are my impact points. And again, since I can use the stock holes, I'm just going to use a body reamer and auger those holes out to the size of this grub screw. So I'm going to pause again and do that. You don't need to watch me doing that. I have put the grub screws in, I've drilled the holes in the body, and I've got these posts on the high side. And now I'm going to set the body on top. So those front posts are very loose, so they slide right down. What I want to do is just kind of eye this up and figure out which holes I need to use. Okay, I think I've got a bead on the front, so I'm going to start there. And this is not going to be very high, so I'm going to go ahead and not use, well, maybe I will use the connector brace. That might actually, that's odd. Aha, I see. They only give you one connector brace, and that's for the rear. This is for an XXXSC. This one is 22 SCT, so that is for the rear. There is none for the front. And okay, so to test this, I'm going to have to take off the front tires and the rear tires so that I can get to the screw holes to put the retaining screws in. And the way I normally kind of figure out where these are is to use a small wrench and get the feel for where that's going to go. These little screws that go through to anchor the body posts are a 0.5 millimeter. Okay, let's just test this side. I think I can come down one. I want to be careful. I want the best aerodynamics I can get out of this, because with these big parachute bodies, you need all the aerodynamics you can. At the same time, I don't want the wheel ever making contact with the body. As long as I'm here, let's start eyeing up where the rear is going to go. Well, no, I'm going to get the front done and then move to the rear. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and take off the other side and put it in the same position because I think I'm where I want to be. I'm using these Team Losi. This is an aftermarket part that they sell, and the bolt has these cross hatches on it to lock it down, and once those things are tight, they are not going to back off. Between the nylon and that cross hatching, you are never going to have to worry about a wheel coming loose on you. Look down the side. It's just off the bumper, and I think that's about as low as I would want to go. Might be able to take it down one more, but I'm going to start with this and see how this goes. And this might be easier, pointing the car like this so I can look back at the rear of the car. Okay, that side has the right post size, so one O-ring per side. Yeah, that is just wonderful. I mean, look, that body is on there. It moves the whole table. And let's see where clearance looks good. Yeah. I could potentially come down one in the rear, but that's when you can end up, you know, having a tire touching the body on bottom out. Let's just check steering. No problems. No contact. Let's do this. Let's just flip her over. And you can see the body could conceivably touch on a hard hit, but the body isn't going to be flexing much. I got to push pretty hard to make it move. So at this point, all I need to do is trim these posts. Might leave myself an extra couple of holes, but since I'm always going to be using the same type of body, I'm not going to worry about leaving a lot of extra. As you can see, it's a snap to get the body on and off. It's very solid when it's on. I really like this system and am very glad that I bought it. I'm going to go trim the post now, but that's not something that you need to see. All that involves is taking the wheels off, pulling the posts back off, cutting them with an X-Acto knife. And in theory, if I was in a hurry right now, if I was trying to get to the track tomorrow, I would probably just reach under here with a pair of diagonal cutters, a pair of wire cutters, and just snip them off. But I'm going to take the minute to take off the wheels, take off the posts, cut them clean, and have it look good and do it right. So I wanted to finish off with a few photos after having cut the posts. This is definitely a product I would recommend for short course trucks. It really stabilizes the body. It's going to keep it from moving around at all, and there's a lot less chance of it flexing and contacting a tire. Now, of course, you can see the body is not complete. I have not cut any holes out yet. I'll be doing that and filming it as part of another video. That's the end of this video. I hope you've learned something.